the food industry that we can do this, but there's got to be more than just feeding our troops. And at 2:30 in the morning, the idea of FISH came about to provide track chairs for our amputee service members, and we've provided 2 of those over the past couple of years, and these are life changers. To see these young men and women being able to do the things that they love, to hunt, to fish, to do all these incredible things once again, it's just such a blessing. And since this time, we've now done 19 of these Heroes Dinners across the country. And these dinners are supported by you. I mean, we have great sponsors, some of which you saw here, folks like Harris Teeter, that provide the food and enable us to do these things. We've also been able to provide today 7 service dogs, and these service dogs are absolute life changers. And this morning, one of those individuals that has been a recipient of one of our service dogs, thanks to some of our sponsors, Jeff, you being one of them, Harris Teeter being one of those, is a Gunny Sgt, Gunny Hopkins. And Don's going to just say a few words about how Avery has changed his life.
Morning. If you're not sitting at that table over there, you better go ahead and move while you got a chance to, because that's the winning table right there. I guess in the past, that table's been a winner, but we got the right people at that table right now. So yeah, thank you for having me. I've had a great time in this tournament. I came here last year and had a great time. Didn't play very good golf this year, but my golf's coming back around. Like Paul spoke before, in 2011, I was injured in Afghanistan, and at that point, I was a star triathlete. I played on the Pepsi Tour, played a little bit on the NGA Hooters Tour. And, I was that guy that swam and ran, 200 miles a week. I'd cycle 1,000 miles a week, and there I was. They're telling me, hey, you can no longer run anymore. You can't play golf anymore. Your golfing days are over. So, we did surgeries through 2012, surgeries through 2013, rehab, and it was kind of like challenge accepted. You tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it anyway. And that led to more injuries and me trying to do more. And that was a pretty dark time for me at that point, because if anybody here has ever dealt with an injury, you, especially if you're an athlete, you internalize it. And by doing so, you don't know that you're hurt, but you're projecting that out into the public, and everybody else suffers. And so unfortunately, that dark time carried over to my home life, and my family was the one suffering from my injury. Therapy wasn't working, medications weren't necessarily working, and so for a 2-year period there, what they told me I couldn't do, I tried to do and failed to do. So I was swimming in a sea of failure for a long time, and then about the middle of 2014, I was introduced to some folks and had an opportunity to pick up a great service animal, Avery, and she's actually in the back of your book. If you want to see a picture of her, she's in the back of the booklet we got. But I was a little, I pushed back at first. I was one of those deniers. I don't need help, and but I quickly jumped on board. They flew me out to Jeff's tournament up in Black Mountain, and they presented the Avery to me, and immediately we had a bond, and it was. And those of you that don't know Avery, Jeff and his wife, they know her. She stayed at her house for a little while. But this dog is a character. This dog is like a cartoon character in like an animation. For the 3-hour ride home, I had to put my hand on her paw because she was whining the whole way. So we immediately had a bond. You start talking about tangibles. You start talking about, if you have something wrong, you broke your leg and you put a cast on it, the cast fixed your leg. If you hurt your wrist and you put a wrap on it, the wrist, whatever brace you put on, fixed your wrist, right? So you start looking at tangibles. What can you tangibly say that has helped you? And so when you start looking at things like, well, I can honestly say that Avery has saved my life. I've been very fortunate for a long time to be. I've dodged a lot of bullets, figuratively, but I've been very fortunate and very, very blessed to meet a lot of great people, and just being a part of the organization with Fish and with Jeff, and having Avery given to me and presented to me, and just like, here you go, here's this animal, and this animal's going to do great things for you, and she has. Over a 2-year period since I've had her in 2014, I've pretty much all but eliminated all of my PTSD meds. We've cut down on like narcotic pain medication probably by 75%. And you know, when you start talking about anybody, like I said, anybody that's dealt with chronic pain, how that projects into your family is pretty much eliminated down to, it's eliminated 99% of all of the family tension in the house, because we only have this cartoon character that drowns us. She's my rock. She's the one that sleeps in the bed with me. She goes to McDonald's with me and knows that she's going to get a sausage biscuit. So don't get it twisted. The lady at McDonald's, and she knows her very well. But you know, and then you have the intangibles. You have the things where how she acts around my family, and I've sent pictures to Jeff and to Paul, and next year when we go down to Myrtle Beach, I'll bring some pictures and you can see some, and you're gonna see how she is. But like her best friend right now, other than me, is a cat. So this 60-pound dog is running with her tail between her legs around the yard from this cat. So that tells you all you need to know about this dog. But she's certainly changed my life, and not just for me, but she's changed my entire family's life. And that positive influence has had a profound impact, not necessarily on me, but my entire family as a whole. And many folks like me that have been through some of the things that I've been through in the past, we are looking for ways that we can pay it forward. We're looking for ways that things that we can do from our perspective. And so that has motivated me, and it has, they have shown confidence in me and given so much to me. It has motivated me to do things as well. And so I'm doing everything that I can to be a part of this great organization and be a part of your organization, be a part of your family. Sorry about my golf team yesterday. We did everything we could to win. So my golf team's coming back that way. We did okay. I did win the long drive, and that wasn't a fluke. I did hit it that long. It wasn't a miss hit. It was 322. It was a miss hit. Don't get it twisted. I could move the ball, but we're coming back. But that should give you some type of indication that it is working, and it does have a profound impact. And I just happen to be the one here speaking. There's many other folks out there that have had positive impacts like mine, but they're out there getting it right now. They're out hunting right now. They have their dogs out right now. They're in their track chairs. They're doing great things. And I just happen to be, I want to be the one that goes forward and speaks out about it. But I appreciate your time, and I don't want to hold you up any longer. And if there's anything that you can do to continue to support these organizations, you know, and then I heard some conversation talking about the Word Project, and what I encourage you to do is do your own research. Do your own research and make sure that if you're going to support an organization, support an organization for the right reasons, and you know, talk to folks that have been there. Talk to folks like myself. They were part of the Word Battalion, and most folks will tell you that organizations like FISH and great people like yourself and conferences like this is where you get the most support at. Knowing people like Paul and like Jeff. I'm not bad-mouthing the Word Project, but you can see what's happening in the news. And so if you really want to support someone, find a great organization like FISH and support them and do the right thing. But I appreciate your time, and I just want to say what my last numbers is so everybody knows. It's 65. Keep that. 65.